Use any ATM of your convenience and stand a chance to win gold sovereigns. Lanka Pay.
On Saturday, the 21st of September 2024, the Election Commission of Sri Lanka will hold one of the most crucial elections in the country that will determine the country's executive leader for the next 5 years. Around 17.1 million people are eligible to vote at the upcoming presidential election. Most notably, the number includes around 1 million new voters. This is a crucial election for Sri Lanka, one that will see Sri Lankans voting to elect the 9th executive president, but also the first election that will be held following the economic crisis that affected the island in 2022, forcing the then president to resign. Political experts suggest a second count of preferential votes if the candidates fail to secure 50% of the votes. Although marking second and third preferential votes has not been the practice so far, it is important at this election to know how to mark your preferences accurately and make your vote count. Unlike previous presidential elections in Sri Lanka, 39 candidates are contesting the presidency this time. With that being the case, it is suggested that none of the candidates will be able to secure over 50% of the votes. In such situation, the preferential vote will play a crucial factor in determining the winner. Under Article 94(3) of the Constitution, it is determined that the second and third preferences of voters can be counted if the candidates fail to secure one half of the valid votes cast.
From 1982 up to now, the presidential elections, there was no any requirement in the past elections to consider second, third preference. From 1982 up to now, only one occasion there was a close fight between the two main candidates in 2005. But even that elections, the winning candidate has been able to get around 150,000 compared with the other candidate. But in these elections, there are several candidates. It seems they are getting fair number of votes in these elections. So in such a situation with these competitions, there can be a situations nobody will get 50 plus 1. According to the law, if someone get 50 plus 1, then he or she will get elected as a president. If not, the elections commission will proceed with the second and third preference. So therefore, it is important for people to mark their ballot as 1, 2, 3 if they really wanted to give their second, third preference. Still, traditionally, if you wanted to mark only one specific candidate, still you can use the cross, as you did in the past.
With the right to vote guaranteed for each and every citizen by the law of the land, it is important to know how to cast a vote correctly on the ballot paper.
Do you know how to vote?
Yeah, I know how to vote.
Have you voted before?
No, I have not. I don't even give my elections at this moment, in this time also.
I know how to vote. First I go to the voting center and I have to give my finger and color and get a paper and first cross. And other thing is I can 1, 2, 3, 4 other suggestions.
I think this is the time we can select more candidates, and then this time is there are opportunities for the preferential vote systems. You can choose 1, 2, 3 candidates. If you're not selected one main candidates, you can select it for the preferential votes 1, 2, 3.
I have voted few times. Use your vote for a better change in Sri Lanka.
With my age, I have voted like 2-3 times before. It's actually a right of a person. We have to have a good idea about that and we have to vote.
It is necessary that the elector produce the national identity card or documents approved by the Election Commission, such as a valid passport, valid driving license, senior citizens identity card, government pensioners identity card issued to clergy, and the temporary identity card issued by the Election Commission through Grama Niladhari officers. It is advisable to carry the official poll card. When voting, the symbol cross or number 1 can be used if the vote is for a single candidate. If the voter wishes to mark preferences for 2 candidates, numbers 1 and 2 should be marked in the space provided in front of the specific candidate's name and symbol. If voting for 3 candidates, numbers 1, 2, 3 should be marked in front of the preferred candidates' names and symbols. Only then will the vote be considered valid. However, the vote will be invalid if the preference is for more than one candidate and if the symbol cross is marked in front of candidates. It is important to note that a cross cannot be marked on the voting sheet more than once. The vote will still be invalid if number 1 is marked for the first preference and cross marked for the second or third preference. The vote will also be invalid if symbols other than cross are used.
Everything is set to conduct the 9th presidential election of Sri Lanka. Therefore, it is so important how to understand how to vote in this critical election. For multiple choices, don't use the cross mark. It is always important to use number 1 and 2 or number 1, 2 and 3. For your most preferred candidate, please use number 1. For other candidates, to use your preferential votes, use number 2 or number 2 and 3.
වැටුපෙන් ඔබට ගිය සතුටක් උන්ට නිර්මාණය කළ දීමෙන් පමණයි සතුට නිවසක් කරන්නට පුළුවන්.
දිලිත් වෙනස් මනුස්සෙක්.